Dozens of players have worn face masks in the NBA throughout history. They are worn to protect from previous injuries that have not healed. The mask is like a helmet because it protects the face from further injury. Players who wear masks are usually stars due to their masks getting a lot of attention. There have been clear masks, and we have seen them time and time again, although it is said that the elusive black mask is something of lore, although there was news spread that it got banned at one point. In today's video, we'll explore the history of the NBA mask curse and why they almost had to ban it. Is it necessary for players to wear masks? If you play basketball and have been hit in the face many times, you know that it can be very dangerous. Protective headgear such as goggles and masks have been used in basketball for a long time. Players needed to wear these types of headgear due to the physical nature of the game. Doctors also advise players to wear these masks for protection. Clearing the players of any injuries before letting them play again is necessary, and the only way they can do this is if they see the player wearing a protective mask. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, for example, started wearing goggles a couple of years into his NBA career because he was often poked in the eyes. It was around this same time that one of the most infamous early incidents involving protective masks in the NBA took place. There are other reasons for wearing a mask besides just protecting a broken nose. Facial confusion or bruisings, broken orbital bones, cracked cheekbones, and facial bones make the players wear masks while they recover. Not many players choose to wear masks, but it's usually recommended by their doctor. No player wears masks most of the time, but sometimes it's necessary to protect themselves. Is it hard to see in the mask while playing? The mask is designed in such a way that the player will be able to see as if they were not wearing one. The companies that make these masks understand that in basketball, the player will be using his peripherals to make crucial decisions on the court. If the mask hindered the vision, then they would more likely get tunnel vision and no one would end up wearing them. Many players wore masks while playing in the NBA for many reasons. Some of them are listed as follows. Number 10, Joel Embiid. Joel Embiid wore a mask and goggles over the mask in 2018 to help protect an injured eye socket that he suffered when he ran into his teammate. The mask was black and this was allowed. Not sure why though, considering LeBron wore the black carbon fiber mask. You can tell Embiid wasn't too comfortable with this thing on his face, so he would take it off during free throws by moving it above his eyes so that he could see without the goggles and mask. Number 9, Richard Hamilton. Richard Hamilton played for the Detroit Pistons, starting in 1988 with a broken nose.
What's up? It's Richard Hamilton from the Detroit Pistons.
Hamilton right down the middle for the bucket and the foul.
He became well known for wearing a mask during this time of his career, which led to him being nicknamed Rip. The first team he was on that made it to the NBA championship was this one, against what many considered an unbeatable Los Angeles Lakers team. Fans understand why he would get hit in the face so much as a shooting guard, because he was constantly running around looking for the ball. He gets beat up a lot to get open and run around screens, so he's bound to get a fair share of elbows to the face. That's even worse with a headband over his mask. Number 8, Bill Laimbeer. Known for his tough playing style during his 14 seasons in the NBA, Bill Laimbeer couldn't stay away from the plastic mask.
Learn each other. How that translates to wins and losses, I really don't have a handle on yet, but I think overall.
Laimbeer never relied on talent or athleticism, but instead was a physical player who consistently averaged 13 points and 10 rebounds throughout his career. Whether he was elbowing other players or knocking them to the ground, Laimbeer was one of the most feared athletes in history, even with the plastic mask protecting his face. The clear face mask was first developed by Laimbeer's doctor back in 1990 and has since become the preferred choice of protection for many professional basketball players across North America. Number 7, Rudy Tomjanovich. Rudy Tomjanovich played in the NBA and while wearing the mask was unable to play basketball professionally. Kermit Washington punched him.
I know Kermit. We had made up after that incident and
which led to a broken jaw and an injured head. Rudy only made it back on the court 4 months later, and again in 1979-80 he was injured again by a player named Bill Walton, who also suffered from mental issues. Rudy averaged 7.7 points per game for his career with 8.1 rebounds a game, but unfortunately will be remembered forever as that guy with the ugly mask.
Times when we get down, but like we've done all year, instead of pulling apart, we pull together.
He retired in 1994 as an honorary golf pro and coached an Olympic team in 1982 in Mexico, but had no teams available to coach in between. Number 6, Russell Westbrook. Russell Westbrook, who had been fighting for the last playoff spot in the West with the Thunder, needed a victory. So sure enough, he put on his MVP hat and scored and had a career high of 49 points, 15 rebounds, 10 assists, 3 steals, and 1 block.
He returns to the court tonight after having that broken cheekbone. He will be wearing a clear mask on.
He also took on Richard Hamilton's hitting duties until he was forced to take off his mask at halftime. Number 5, Alonzo Mourning. Alonzo Mourning's fame is not associated with the mask that he briefly wore at the beginning of his career. Early in his NBA career, Mourning was a go-to scorer.
You have guys standing out there heaving up threes that's really not three-point shooters.
Averaging more than 20 points through his first 8 seasons while also being touted for his defense. However, it is the kidney disease that forced him to retire in 2003 that is perhaps most recognized when people mention Alonzo Mourning. 1998 is when Mourning put on the mask and returned to the NBA to win an NBA championship with the Miami Heat. Number 4. Kyrie as the Phantom in the Garden. Kyrie Irving's black mask came to be in 2012. During the playoffs that year, Kyrie broke his jaw, and while he was wearing the mask, he dropped 41 points on Madison Square Garden. 17 of those points came in a single quarter. Kyrie took the idea of a superhuman and turned himself into it.
Just trying to get your peripheral vision just to stay the same. Understand that you got a piece of plastic on your face.
Fans will always remember how that went. Number 3. Zydrunas Ilgauskas. Despite a few healthy seasons in the middle of his career, Zydrunas Ilgauskas suffered from several injury-plagued years in the NBA. In 2004, Ilgauskas broke his nose and had to wear a mask to prevent further damage. At 7'3" and 260 pounds, it makes him seem like he should be wrestling in WWE instead of playing basketball for the NBA. Number 2. Kobe as the Masked Mamba. One of our favorite memories of Kobe Bryant is from way back in 2006 when he broke Dwayne Wade's nose in an All-Star game. Luckily, Kobe was wearing a clear mask at the time, so it didn't get in the way of his otherworldly performance. One cold night in March, we're not sure for what game, he switched things up to a black mask. He jogged onto the court looking like a superhero, something we had never seen before. It was perfect for Kobe. Bryant designed the black mask he wore because it wouldn't turn foggily as the clear masks would. Sadly, he wore only this once during the second half of the game before claiming discomfort and switching back to clear ones again, but with that one appearance, his legend as the Black Mamba was born. Lastly, the first spot goes to LeBron as the Dark Knight. The NBA will always look back fondly on the history of black masks. The very moment the league's greatest player put on the black mask, he became one of its most iconic figures. He embodied what it means to wear a black mask better than anyone who had come before him. The all-black Heat uniform, dark intro music, and LeBron being better than everyone around him were quite electric. Fans still jump when they watch LeBron wearing a black mask when he goes off over these guys for 31 points in his final game with it. It's amazing. Although he never got to wear it again after that game for the Cavs and has not seen one on an NBA court since. But at least we'll always have these stories from his reign as Black Mask King. Why could the masks get banned? The masks make the players feel bruise-proof. They can go head first toward the opposing team as they know they can't be touched. Meanwhile, the opposing team is also trying to keep their distance to avoid hitting the masked baller. It seems like a combination of self-confidence and the effect the masks have on an opponent. May it be an internal self-caution due to knowing that they are wearing due to injury, or be it the concept of the curse. It really just seems like mental play, like a mind game. In conclusion, the mask makes the wearer feel bulletproof, making the game more rigorous than it should be. Let us know in the comments what you guys think about the whole mask situation, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel.